Wow, another big month from Microsoft, and yeah, it's probably because in January there's not going to be an update, so keep that in mind. But yeah, in the reporting space, I think the things that are probably most interesting are the direct query and small multiples, which we'll go through a bit later, and the sensitivity labels. In the data preparation, Power Query, and data flows, there's a big blog which is listed there, and this slide doesn't really give it justice, but it's a huge release. In the data connectivity, we've got a few connectors out, and in mobile, I think the important part there is really the anomaly detection being supported in all apps. A few new visualizations, which is always good, and always, I think we always see something every month there. And in the service, the Power BI search, the home list experience, and the publish message is kind of interesting, as is the copy paste data to web in coming in the future. Something there for the template apps, which you can look at in the description, as well as in the embedded space and for the developers as well. So really quite a big month, and let's get right into it. Yeah, DirectQuery. So something that I think a few people have been looking for. So here, basically, they're demonstrating connecting to a PBI data set, which is a live connection, of course. And so obviously they're going through the motions, connect to the AdventureWorks PBI dataset that they published previously. They're just sort of demonstrating that it's a live connection. And next, as part of this demonstration, connect to a SQL database. And just kind of just warning us there that it's going to change the connection, live connection. And yeah, so bring in a few tables. Bam. And now we've got the model view. So I think a key couple of things that they point out here is really that there's, two sources there, one with the black bars on top and one with the blue bars. Black bars being the Power BI dataset and the blue bars being the SQL database. And now we're adding a third data source, which is an Excel workbook. Now this will be in imported mode, and the others are in essentially direct query mode for the SQL database. Obviously create the relationships, and then finally, I guess proves that it all works by pulling together a visualization between the two data sources by adding the targets in. So this is pretty cool because it now means we can merge enterprise, corporate BI, and personal BI. Okay, small multiples. This is fun little visualization capability. So basically it means that we can segment a chart according to some categories. And the way that we implement this is really now for bar charts, column charts, line charts, and area charts, there is a field well for small multiples. So you just drag the attribute or the column in there and it creates a segmentation, which is pretty cool. And it's interactive, so cross highlights and filters accordingly as you would normally expect in Power BI. Now, what's also interesting is that you can also select not just the axis titles, but also the small multiple chart title as well. And if there are more charts than is in the visualization, you can scroll up and down using a scroll bar. And there's the standard formatting as we're kind of seeing, so which is what you would expect on the small multiples title. In addition to this formatting for the title, there's also grid formatting or layout, so you can change the number of rows and columns. So you just need to be careful because if you sort of say like there's going to be 6 rows, but there's only 3 charts that all come through, and you'll just end up with a lot of blank space. So you're better on maybe erring on a smaller size grid and having potentially a scroll bar. They do also mention there's future updates coming around the formatting, so we need to continue to watch this space, which will be pretty cool. So the data protection sensitivity labels are just an embedment of the Office sensitivity labels and applying them to Power BI artifacts like datasets and reports. So in Power BI Desktop, you apply that sensitivity and then publish, and then basically the dataset and the reports will inherit or apply that sensitivity as well. Keep in mind it's a part of the bigger corporate governance picture. Another quick one this month, and I think my favorite would have to be the DirectQuery and small multiples, although the data protection and governance is an important piece of the puzzle. Definitely there's a lot in there this month, so definitely have a look at the description and the blogs. You can work through the content as well, and don't forget the Power Query and Dataflow blog, which is separate in there. That's a wrap. Merry Christmas, and I'll catch you in the new year.